Hey, it's Kim Komando today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to komando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to start with something interesting, and this fits that bill. Ukraine is DIYing a war, and they're winning. Let me explain. When Ukrainian soldiers don't know how to do things, they're actually hopping onto YouTube to get instructions for anything, from the easiest way to dig a ditch, how to fly a drone, how to land a drone, setting up food to last for a really long time, even how to fire an anti-tank missile. The instructions apparently are on YouTube. Who knew? I mean, what a time to be alive, right? You really can learn anything on YouTube, but I know what you're thinking, right? If only there were YouTube videos on how to understand women, then that would really be something. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another hour of America's greatest show about all things digital. It's your most trusted source. We always keep you up to date. I'm, of course, America's digital pro, Kim Komando, here with you. And you can find us on over 425 top radio stations throughout the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app, you can always find us by searching for my last name, Komando. And don't forget about getkim.com. That's where you get 30 days free to try us out, and you can get the podcast commercial free and also the webcast. And you can also find us on the American Forces Network Radio, and a special thank you goes out to our servicemen and women in the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force who are protecting our great nation. All right, every single day, 7 days a week, I stop by 30 to 40 different websites so that this way I can always keep you guys and gals up to date. And this is part of the show where I like to talk about maybe apps and consumer tech that you're using and the way that it's changing to keep you up to date. And we're going to start with Uber. Now, you know when you order an Uber and you get the notifications on your device, your phone, that the driver's on the way, the driver's license plate, important details like that. Well, Uber's numbers were out this past week, and for the last quarter, Uber suffered a $1.2 billion loss. How do you lose $1.2 billion in 3 months? I have no idea. So Uber needs to make some money, and they came up with a really great idea. Let's sell advertising. Wait for it. Let's sell advertising using the same notifications on our customers' phones that tell them about their drivers, only this way when they're not using Uber. So even when you haven't called an Uber, you soon may be getting ads sent to your phone from Uber. You can't turn the notifications off or else you're not going to get them when you actually are using an Uber. Uber revenues, they always need a lift. Number 2 on our list is Netflix. Netflix thinks we're all just stupid. They do. They sent an email out to account holders that said, people move, families grow, relationships change. Now people on your account can transfer their profile to their own membership that this way they pay for. People were sharing their Netflix accounts. Netflix is clamping down. So Netflix is asking its customers to rat on their family members and friends who are not paying for Netflix. So tell us who is using your account, and they should get their own profile. They say there's no charge for allowing this feature. It goes on and on and on. Netflix just wants you to think that you're doing your friends and family members a favor, and really what they're trying to do is just make some more money. Number 3 on our list, this is really something because I get these calls all the time. My son or daughter is so talented. How do I get them in front of a talent scout? I'm talking about for sports. And whether the kids are playing football, soccer, volleyball, baseball, lacrosse, the parents are putting the videos up on YouTube, hoping to get a scout look at them for college or maybe even a pro team. So now comes the disruptor. There's a new scouting app that allows would-be sports stars to upload videos of themselves so that talent agents can take a look at them. It's called Scout US Pro. The advisory board includes former baseball players Marvin Bernard, Jimmy Rollins, Corey Wade, Reggie Smith. And if you know anybody that this can help, pay it forward. Tell them about the app Scout US Pro, and be sure you tell them that you heard about it here on the Kim Komando Show and podcast. Number 4 on our list, insider secret to listen to music without any ads. Now, if you're an Amazon Prime member, they made a change that you're really, truly going to love. In case you don't know it, as part of your membership, you have access to, 100 million songs without any advertisements. And then, of course, they have the Amazon Music Pro that they want you to pay for. And it's expensive. It's like $14.99 a month. But here's the deal. You can check out playlists and download songs that you can also listen to when you're offline. But here's the insider secret. If you listen to music and you do it in shuffle mode, you're not going to hear any advertisements between the songs. That's right, shuffle mode. Oh, and by the way, you can ask Alexa to play my Monday through Friday podcast. Just say, Alexa, play the Kim Komando Today podcast, and she'll just cue it right up for you. Again, that's the line. Alexa, play the Kim Komando Today podcast. And finally, this coming in at number 5, it's a really, truly crappy side hustle. So often here on the show and on the podcast, we talk about how you can make money online, being an online tutor, a translator. Maybe you can answer customer service calls, be an online juror, things like that. Well, here's one that was new to me, and I bet you've never heard of it either. You can make $1,500 a month by donating your poop to the Good Nature Stool Donation Program, courtesy of Lifehacker. Told me about it. The program collects stools from healthy individuals to study new treatments for C. diff, which is that terrible, nasty disease. And in case you'd like to know more about it, we have a link to over at Komando.com. That's right. You can make money by your poop. $1,500 a month. You're also eligible to receive a bonus for donating 3 to 7 days a week. Who knew? Now there's a side hustle that doesn't stink. Hey, coming up, we have free alternatives to Microsoft Office, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Of course, brand new or not true. You don't want to miss that. And then we're going to be talking about how you can delete these certain apps to keep your phone fast and safe. And then what you should be doing at least once a week on your PC and Mac and laptop. And of course, we have all of your great phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
If you have any questions, you can always send them to me via email. That's the best place through the website, Komando.com. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a link that says Email Kim. And how about we start with Heather? Hello there, Heather. Glad to have you with us.
I originally found your show in Denver, Colorado while driving home from work, so I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you.
And my question is, I do have a MacBook Pro, and I need to have the battery changed and have a tune-up to help it be more efficient. I use Keychain to store my passwords, and I'd like to know how I can secure it when I'm having it worked on.
You know what, Heather? I'm going to give you a huge gold star for being so smart.
Well, thank you.
You are.
Because I listen to you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. See, so many people, they just think, oh, I need a new laptop battery. I'm just going to bring it in. Or I'm just going to give it to my friend of a friend of a friend to fix it because he says he can do this on the side, and that's what he does. So what you want to do, and the steps are really hard to give out on the air. So I'm going to actually write these up for you. Because if I say, like, for example, you need to change the password to your keychain. What you're going to do is you're going to give your keychain a password that's different than your user password. A couple of steps here. And then you're also going to, what I would do is set up a separate profile on the laptop. On my laptops, I have one for a profile for me, and then I have one for maintenance. And then you can set different restrictions. And effectively, if you do this, the tech isn't, even if they reset your user profile password, they're not going to be able to change the keychain password. Of course, the good rule of thumb, too, is before you take anything in as well, make sure that you do a time machine backup or a backup to the cloud, something like that. Because you never know, right? You just never know what might be happening. So is that cool if I email you the steps on how to do this?
That would be fantastic. I knew you would know the answer to my problem. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, Heather, because, the last thing we want is somebody going into the innards of your computer and then grabbing this stuff. So basically what we're going to do is make sure that this keychain has a different password, set up a different user profile, then we're good to go. Passwords are a total pain. I'm so glad that we have passkeys and now biometrics, right? Let's see. Denise in Austin, Texas. Hi there, Denise.
Hi, Kim. Thanks for taking my call. I've got a unique situation. I'm a working professional. I rarely have time to, learn a new skill. And I was wondering if you could recommend maybe a tutor or some kind of service where I could go to them and ask them specific questions about Power of BI. I do a lot of data analytics for my job, and oftentimes I have a very complex kind of story that I have to tell to clients and a lot of data that, has to go with it. And so Power BI is something that I use quite frequently, but there are times when I run into a problem where I don't know how to use Power BI to tell the story that I want to tell.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because that's one of the things that I've learned recently in running my business is to let the data speak for itself, right? And so that you don't have any bias, and where you can say this is really this is the best decision based upon these critical points and these critical factors. Which platform are you using for BI?
I'm using, I think, the desktop application.
Okay. Because is it Power BI that you're using? Because that's a terminology, but there's also some applications like Tableau that does the same thing.
Yeah, I've used Tableau in the past, and I loved it. But my company has decided to switch over to Power BI, which has, different nuances to it.
Yeah, because the Tableau is actually really good, but it's owned by Salesforce, and I understand that the pricing has gone up quite a bit. But the times that I've used it, I'm astounded at. It's just like it's like your mind going on steroids, isn't it? It's like, oh my gosh,
it is.
This is crazy.
It's great.
It is. It's so wonderful. So, where are you getting caught up in it?
Well, so with my job, I have to analyze contracts. So there's a lot of pricing involved from, several different vendors. So my client is always wanting to know, well, where is the value? What's the best offer? And so being able to pull all three offers together and show them the differences in pricing would be very helpful. If I had to do a conversion, like show if we moved 30% from vendor number one to vendor number two, what would that financial impact look like? So it's these complex types of calculations.
Okay. And so you want somebody to help you walk you through some of that, a person.
Exactly. Because oftentimes when I ask for help from the company, they sign me up for a 3-day program. And that's where they lose me.
All right. Boy, I'll tell you, I would approach this from two different fronts. Okay. I would go on to LinkedIn and look for somebody who is a Power BI consultant. And that's one of the beautiful things about LinkedIn. You can do that. There's also a website called datacoach.com, and they provide coaching for data analytics and analysis, pretty much what you're doing. The other thing that you could do, and this is kind of far-fetched, and it may sound far-fetched, but I'm thinking you could probably find somebody to do this. Have you ever used the website Upwork?
No.
Okay. So at Upwork.com, you say what you're looking for. Okay. You put up an ad, doesn't cost you anything. You say what you're looking for, and you can be very specific. And these are people who are located around the world and are looking for freelance gigs. And where you can where you say, I need somebody who knows Power BI, and I'm looking to do, 5 points, this type of analytics. And then people who are qualified to do that, they will contact you. And then you can look at their resume, you can look at their hourly rate. They will have reviews, just like you have a review on Yelp. Other people who have hired them will give them reviews. And you can negotiate with them. And then if you do hire them, maybe give them a part of the project. And they'll sign an NDA and all those confidentiality reports, everything that you'd need along the way. But it might be an interesting place just to put that out there, because you can find anything any type of work on Upwork.com as far as freelancing. And there's a lot of high-end professionals there. Of course, you're going to get graphic artists and audio editors and things like that. But you can also have like former CEOs, former CFOs, CIOs, things like that. People like that with those qualifications that may know this, and then you get it out there. And then you may find that you have this repository of people who can walk you through these type of decisions available to you 24/7, but also you're not limited just to the Austin, Texas area or to datacoach.com, is that you may be able to tap into this whole network. And again, I would also use LinkedIn. So the website, Denise, check it out. It says upwork.com. And if this doesn't work out for you, I want you to call me back because I really want to be able to help you. And thank you for your call. I just love it when artificial intelligence and analytics can actually help us make better decisions. And that's one thing that I've learned in running a business, that you've got to look at the data. Don't use your gut. You've got to look at your numbers. All right, if you're on a budget, software can be really, really expensive. Now, if you're using Microsoft Office and you want a freebie, check out LibreOffice. It has it all: a word processor, spreadsheets, presentations, databases, and more, and it's free. And of course, you can use Google Drive too. Now, what about Adobe Photoshop? Super expensive. That's where you want to use GIMP. And as a matter of fact, there are a lot of tutorials on how to use it over on YouTube. And finally, Illustrator. That's really pricey to create logos and infographics. Here you want to use Inkscape instead. We've got links to all of these over on the website. That's Komando.com. And you want to stay right where you are because Brand New or Not True is coming right up. So that's right. It is time to play Brand New or Not True. It's America's favorite radio game show and podcast sensation where you can play along and say, is it brand new or is it not true? So what happens is I present you, the listening audience, and folks who are watching the show, 3 products in the tech world. And then it's up to you to decide to pick the one product that's real. I completely make up the other 2 products. Only one of these products is true. Now, you'll notice that no product names are given because some people have cheated in the past. I'm not saying it's you, but we're not going to do that again. We're not going to let that happen. And if you do win here, playing along on the air with me, is that you win an official Kim Komando Show fanny pack. And let me tell you, people stop me on the street and they say, Kim, how can I get an official Kim Komando Show fanny pack? I'm like, dude, sorry. Unless you play Brand New or Not True with me on my national radio show and podcast, you are not going to win. So you get the fanny pack, but also every contestant gets another special treat, a free bag of Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend dog food, a value of $59.95. And you can learn more at drmartypets.com/Kim. And so joining us this week here for Brand New or Not True is Bob in Dallas, Texas. Hello there, Bob.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Terrific. What do you do there in Dallas?
After 30 years of being in the IT industry as a programmer and an auditor, I've taken a break, and I'm looking forward to a different opportunity here in the near future.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to win Brand New or Not True, aren't you? I mean, we should just send you the fanny pack right now and just give it up, right?
Sure.
Oh, no way. Not that easy. You're not getting off. Oh, that easy. Okay, Bob. All right. So 3 products. Remember, 2 are fake, 1 is real. You ready to play?
Let's go.
All right. Product number 1. Do you like the color of your eyes? Well, now thanks to LED technology, you can have any color that you want. The light-emitting semiconductor material determines the LED's colors, so the number of colors is infinite. And the LED is a diode that emits light, of course. And so now we have special contact lenses that fit over your eyes, and they have LED tech inside of them. And then using an app, you can change the color of the lens on your eyes from bright blue to piercing yellow. That's right, you can have just about any color eyes. Just remember what you get when you cross a blue eye and a black eye. Do you know what that is, Bob?
No, what's that?
You get pink eye. You get pink eye. The lenses are disposable after 30 days use, and they cost $50 a month. All right, product number 2. I have a golden retriever, Bob. She's 4 years old, and she's big. She's about almost 90 pounds.
Okay.
And when she goes poop, you know she's going poop. You know what I mean? It's big. So
right.
That's why I was pretty excited about this new AI pooper picker upper. Thanks to artificial intelligence combined with geosensors, LiDAR tracking, accelerometers, and advanced robotics, you can now send out a specialized robotic pooper scooper to clean up the yard. Suitable for small to medium-sized yards up to a quarter of an acre, it goes out quietly and autonomously to make your lawn no longer the danger zone. And once a dropping is located, this arm scoops it up and puts it into the bin. Now, of course, you control the pooper scooper by using an app on your phone. It can be scheduled for any day of night. The only thing that you have to do is remove the bag holding the poop and put it into the trash. It's not going to work inside your house, though. So if your dog has an accident inside the house, you're in trouble. Get it? You're in trouble? Okay, sorry, that was bad. All right. Finally, product number 3. Have you ever played any sports like hockey, soccer, boxing, things like that? Football, Bob?
Sure, soccer.
Okay, and so did you ever wear a mouth guard?
Did not, no.
No, okay. Well, a lot of soccer players now they're wearing mouth guards to protect their teeth and their jaw and things like that. And a mouth guard is pretty low tech, right? You buy it, you heat it up in some water, and then it molds to your teeth. Well, now we have coming the smart mouth guard. So it's not only it protects your teeth, your jaw, and your mouth from injury, is that because it's in your mouth, it can track your heart rate. It can also notify people if you have had an impact to your head. It will track your movement, of course, and your steps. And it gives live data back to the app, of course, of how fast you're running and where you're going. And it will also protect your teeth. Smart Guard this smart mouth guard is going to be priced at about $150. And, it's kind of like, singing in the shower. It's all fun and games until you get shampoo in your mouth, right? Swinging in your mouth. And then it all just becomes one big soap opera. All right, so we have 3 products. One is real, Bob. Just one's real. So we have the new contact lens that can give you any type of color eyes because of LED technology. We have product number 2, which is the smart pooper picker upper, I guess you'd call it. And product number 3 is the smart mouth guard. So which product do you think is the real product, Bob?
Wow, this is tough. I'm going to go with the pooper picker upper, the LED that you can schedule with your app to use outside.
All right, so Bob's going with the smart pooper picker upper. Let's see what the judges say. It was a tough week. I agree. What did the judges say? Sorry, Bob.
Introducing Orb Smart Guard, the world's first and only smart mouth guard that protects, tracks, and monitors fitness and well-being.
It's a smart. Did you? I mean, I saw that. I have to tell you, Bob, I saw that myself, and I never thought of a mouth guard should be a smart mouth guard. Never thought of that until I saw that product.
Well, I hope it's a great seller for the holiday season coming up.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what's on your mind? How can I help you out today?
Well, Kim, thank you for taking my call. After listening to your radio program, getting your newsletters, and more recently downloading your podcasts, I'm so grateful for the valuable tips and information you provided. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. So on Thanksgiving morning, I'll be running in the turkey trot race here in downtown Dallas, with my son. In the past, about 25,000 people run in this event each year, so it's crowded. And we're going to run the 8-mile race, and my son and I run at different paces. And so I'm curious what you'd recommend to help me keep track of where he is and for him to keep track of where I am. So, like, if he's surging ahead, I might be motivated to sprint to catch up. And when one of us finishes, I want the other person to see how long we're going to have to wait for the other person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. The last time I ran the P.F. Chang Marathon, and you're right, and having that motivation, and my running partner is a friend of mine who's a doctor, which it's always good to run with a doctor, you know what I mean, just in case. And, well, the problem is I'm 5'5", and he's 6'3", so his strides are a lot more than mine. And so I tell you this, so we got to the finish line, and and I looked at him, and I said, "Oh, look around." And so he turned around to look away from the finish line, and I pushed him away from the finish line, and I crossed first just so I said I could. What kind of phones? Are you guys going to carry your phones?
That's our plan. Right now, we both use iPhones. And so I thought about buying AirTags for each of us. And And I would give him one AirTag and I'd take the other. And after putting my question through your website, my other son recommended, why don't we just share our location using the Find My app? And so what do you suggest?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I was just going to say you could use AirTags if you want, but you have pretty much the same technology right there on Find My app. If you didn't want to carry your phones, like if you weren't going to be tracking each other through the race, and you were going to have somebody just, carry your phones at the other side, at the finish line, then I would say, maybe an AirTag if you wanted one. And now they do have ones. They have these AirTag containers, I guess you'd say, or holders rather. And so some of them are like a brooch, and so you could actually wear one on your shirt if that's what you wanted to. But you really have the same technology in the Find My app. But seriously, you don't need to go with the AirTags at all. I would just use the Find My app. Just make sure that your phone is hooked up. And wow, good luck to you. That's awesome. That's inspiring to do that right before Thanksgiving Day dinner. Is that it?
Well, it's in the morning. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're usually done a couple hours later. So by 10, yes.
Well, but then you don't feel guilty sitting down and eating that big meal, right? I mean, you're sitting there and you get it all, and then you're like, I'll have that piece of pumpkin pie. You know why? Because I ran 8 miles this morning. Great job, Bob, on playing Brand New or Not True. You were awesome, and good luck on that race. Okay, here's a joke for you. What do runners eat before a race? What do runners eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. Crack myself up. All right, let's go ahead and do our DLH, our digital life hack. This week is brought to you by Simply Safe. All right, this week we're talking about apps that you should remove off your phone to keep your phone fast and safe. And the first step is by doing an app audit. And we've got the steps on how to do this, but you're going to go into your settings and look at screen time and see all the activity, because you're going to find some apps that you do use a lot and a lot of apps that should just go into the intergalactic bit bucket. And if it's not fun anymore, like Candy Crush, how about Fruit Ninja, you want to get rid of those too. If you have multiple security apps on your phone, you need to just pick one. Of course, Total AV is our pick, but in case you need all the steps on how to do the app audit, remove apps the right way and back up your data off of your phone in case you ever want to get that app back again. And the data there is just hit the website. That's Komando.com with a K, of course. And then you want to hit the link at the top that says Kim's Show. That's where we post that. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls, as well as later on this hour, the one thing that you should do at least once a week on your PC, your Mac, your laptop. As a matter of fact, probably on your router too if things start acting up. You don't want to miss that. We have more of your phone calls and more of me, Kim Komando.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
All right, still to come, that tip on what you should be doing once a week that you don't want to miss. But just a quick reminder is that if you have not already checked out our podcasts, it's really something, okay? Monday through Friday, we have Kim Komando today. It's about 30 minutes each day. Now, Friday is a treat because that's when I bring along with me for a tech ride. We have Ali Seligman and Matthew Heffel, and we talk about, well, really, truly all things digital on the Friday episode that we call Tech Refresh. So wherever you get your podcast, make sure that you search for Komando with a K. All right, Richard in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hello there, Richard.
I am looking for a camera like one you used to sell that was called the original dash cam that looks forward, looks back, and not an Uber back through the windshield, and was very, very affordable. I can't find one today.
You know what? We sold so many of those dash cams. We were doing really, really well. And then this company, you may have heard of them, they started to compete against us, a company by the name of Amazon. Okay. and guess who won? That was Amazon. Too big, too mighty for us. So the dash cams, they are amazing, amazing, amazing gadgets. What do you do for a living?
I'm a retired veteran.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your service. I thought maybe you were like an Uber or Lyft driver or something like that.
Oh no, ma'am. I just in the look back, I don't want the confinement. I want it going out through the windshield like the original dash cam did, where I could see exactly what's going on out back on
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you start looking at dash cams, you want certain things. You want to make sure that you have a front camera and a back camera. You want night vision so that even if something goes wrong after dark, that you can be still sure that the video's there. You want a pretty good storage, at least 256 SD card, and we'll write over and keep writing over the card. And so I always recommend that you have at least 2 or 3 cards, and so you don't leave the same card in there all the time. So whatever dash cam that you buy, make sure that you have a couple of cards. You swap them out every once in a while. Since we don't sell the dash cams anymore ourselves, is that we actually did some research, and there's one called Vantru, and it's a 1080p dash cam. We've got actually a whole review of dash cams over at Komando.com. So if you go to Komando.com, just type in dash cam as one word, is that these reviews will pop up. But Richard, we're going to send you a link to the one that I like. Again, it's a dual 1080p dash cam, has night vision, all that other great stuff. And it's affordable. It's about $150 on Amazon. So just hang on the line. We'll go ahead and shoot you that link right now. And if for anybody else, if you're looking for a dash cam and review, just hit the website. That's Komando.com with a K, of course. Just search for dash cam. Richard, thank you for your call and your kind words. I'm going to be posting, Oprah has her list, right, of the best Christmas gifts. I thought, well, if Oprah can do it, why can't I do it? So this coming week, we're going to be posting a whole list of my favorite things for the holiday season you don't want to miss over on the website. All right, when you look at your PC or laptop, it has 3 low power modes to choose from. Now, you know what they are. It's sleep, hibernate, and shut down. Now, here's the insider's secret on why you should do one specific option every week to optimize your performance. Now, you probably know it's a bad idea just to pull the plug on your PC or laptop. And that's why you have different options, starting with sleep mode. It saves a snapshot of what you're doing so you get back to it quickly. Hibernate turns off more programs and truly saves power. And a shutdown is, you know what that is. It just shuts down the computer completely. But here's what you might not know. You want to totally shut down your PC, Mac, or laptop at least once a week because it will kill all the programs, the ad blockers, the apps that are running in the background, and maybe slowing things down. And a restart will also get rid of any bugs and glitches in the operating system. So just to set a reminder, say every Sunday morning or whatever, just make sure that you reset it. And if your internet is ever acting up, you want to pull the plug on the router and the modem, but here's how you plug it back in. You want to plug in the modem first and then the router, so that this way you get that connection going again, the modem and then the router. Hey, we have another hour coming up that you don't want to miss here on the Westar Multimedia Network, and you can always find me at KOMANDO.com. Hey, thanks for listening to Kim Komando today. So reach over and give me a nice 5-star review. Yes, thank you, and thanks for listening.